Welcome back to A Chapter a Day. Happy Sunday. I pray that your first day of the week is going okay. And if it's not too good, it's going to get better because you're trusting in God and you're praying and it's going to get better. Today we're going to be reading Psalms chapter 50 all by itself because it has enough verses that we can just do one reading. And let's get started. The mighty God, even the Lord, hath spoken, and called the earth from the rising of the sun unto the going down thereof. Out of Zion the perfection of beauty, God hath shined. Our God shall come, and shall not keep silence. A fire shall devour before him, and it shall be very tempestuous round about him. He shall call to the heavens from above and to the earth, that he may judge his people. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. This sounds so much relevant to our day today. God has spoken, from the rising of the sun to the going down, God shall come and he shall not be silent. When we hear of Jesus' return in Revelation with the sound of trumpets, it's not going to be anything quiet. I had a neighbor one time who played the trumpet, and he practiced throughout the day making this monotonous sound, and it could be heard for the entire day till maybe I think I was hearing it when it wasn't even being played because it was so stuck in my head. But trumpets make a loud noise. He will not be silent. So when people talk about a rapture, people just disappearing off the earth quietly, that's not how it's going to be. Jesus' return will be known because every eye shall see him. Okay. Gather my saints together unto me. That sounds so much like what we are to be expecting in these last days. Verse 6. And the heavens shall declare his righteousness, for God is judge himself. Hear, O my people, and I will speak, O Israel, and I will testify against thee. I am God, even thy God. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he-goats out of thy folds. For every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon 1,000 hills. I know all the fowls of the mountains, and the wild beasts of the field are mine. So this is declaring God's might, God's mightiness. Everything living belongs to God. No human being is responsible for any living thing on the face of this earth. Even our children that came out from us were not given, did not come, how should I say? We didn't create them out of nothing. Whatever we have in us is what God put in us so that we could procreate and have children. Okay? Even if they have to make test tube babies, they have to use something from a living human being. Okay. God is creator of everything. Verse 12, if I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine and the fullness thereof. So this is sounding similar to what God would say, okay? They call this psalm a psalm of Asaph. I'm not sure who Asaph was. If he was a musician in the temple or what, it's possible. Verse 13, will I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. But unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? So people who know they're not living right in God's sight, and you are still proclaiming God. And there are many people who do that. They know their lives don't match up to God, and yet they go out there and they are preaching God. Mercy. Okay, verse 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction, and casteth my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him. and has been partaker with adulterers. Not good. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Those of us who like to sit and ill speak others, God help me that I do not engage in wrong speech. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself. But I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation aright will I show the salvation of God. That's the end of Psalms chapter 50. Some very profound things to think on and consider for our own lives. Are we right with God in our conversation, in the things that we condone? When we say that we belong to God, but we say we condone sin from someone else, that's misrepresenting God. We have to be so careful that we live what we speak and speak what we live. God help us, I pray, that we will really sit and consider these things that we read. God's words are for admonition and reproof and instruction in righteousness. So let's take it as such. And thank you all for listening. And until our next reading, keep listening, because that's how our faith will grow. Take care. Bye.